Hello, traders. Welcome to the stream. And we had a market-wide pullback today. It was all catalyzed by Jerome Powell stating that they're not going to be instigating rate cuts in March. Probably that was this afternoon, but then this morning, NYCB, New York Community Bank Corp, crashed down 40%. It was down like 40, almost 50% at its lows. Crashed on just the report of like more unrealized losses than they had predicted. What was it? It was $685 billion worth of unrealized losses on bonds right now on this one. That's like almost all the regional banks have, hundreds of billions of dollars of unrealized losses. So, this one NYCB is rivaling the price we saw at the crisis from last year with like Signature Banks collapsing, all the other one, like the few others that collapsed too. Right back where we started, you went on this, this was Federal Reserve intervention, $500 billion put back on the Fed's balance sheet in like 2 weeks. And only to see the price run to 14.18 before to look at it now, back to 647. So it looks like they haven't fixed what was going on 13 months ago now at this point. So you buckle up and we will be paying attention to this. All the regional banks were down pretty bad today. Well, let's be real. Most equities were down. I mean, you had Google that reported earnings. It closed its session lows versus the 7.5% loss on the day. And it's well below that third target of that trade setup now. So you got to wonder if it will continue. Is the correction just beginning? Or is it just going to be like, oh, no big deal, bro. We're going to be fine. Like money printer go burr. I mean, things like this happening, there's Federal Reserve or the Treasury Department, the only thing they can do is take on more debt. Print more money. They did it last year. If it starts getting worse and worse, I don't see why it wouldn't happen again. And that one, it's gonna fuse the markets. Where again, it's not if the markets rally off this, if they do intervene, then it's gonna be your purchasing power that's collapsing. It's not so much that the assets you own are like doing better numbers, better revenue. So yeah, I mean, just it's a lot in NYCB. Yeah, you're just back to these 2000 levels. Big yikes, man. I don't know if you want to look at all the banks. They were not good today. So we will look at Bitcoin that was doing fine up until the Jerome Powell speech. And you can expect short-term volatility. I think you got some. I mean, to a degree. Depends on the time scale, I guess you look at, where Bitcoin today saw a high of 43.8, then got as low as 42.3. And, still floating above the key inflection zone. That's great. But for a swing trader, there's nothing to do here on Bitcoin. You got to get some sort of confirmation low, whether it's this. I mean, that could help. I mean, that would be some way you could strategize, or at least 42K, but probably 40. Or you want to see look, the sellers violated the inflection zone that is undeniable from history from 2021. I've shown a million times why the zone's here. They violated it. But, a few days later, the buyers recaptured that level. And so what we always look for is confirmation, reconfirmation, or confirmation that the level from history that was violated is actually still a support. So if you get a 40,665 back test, as you saw in December, you saw at the beginning of January, you probably want to see it again. And unfortunately, that means lower prices short term. A lot of the altcoins, looking at them, correction's not done. They're not done. Looks like they got a lot lower to go. I mean, just based on today's price action. I mean, Bitcoin barely moved and the altcoins got wrecked, and some breaking supports. I just didn't really look great. Maybe some dragons are there. But they're really just not catching any kind of follow through. How can they? I mean, Bitcoin goes up and then barely moves, and then they get shattered 5-10%. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like something like Lind here, that doesn't bode well. I mean, like that's the neckline's broken of the Head and Shoulders. That's the lowest daily candle close on Lind since November 21st. Yeah, correction's not done. I mean, it doesn't look like it. Of course, Bitcoin just randomly moons tomorrow without a back test. Fine. But, I mean, Bitcoin just draws down like 500 points. Like, goes down 1%. These things are going to go down another 5, 10%. Avalanche. You know, it broke that supply line, but it's pretty brutal. I mean, still broken out and maybe going for a back test of the supply line as demand line, but just lower high than previous high. Most recent event was the lowest low of the correction. Not really great looking. SNX, this is another one. It's like, oh, well, I mean, like it's a wedge. And I think eventually there will be some good resolution. It might be at $2.50. It might be at $3. They broke support. I mean, that level was breached. It was the lowest daily candle close on SNX since November 18th. Multi-month lows. Correcting after an ungodly run. Correction. Look, you're below all these levels. You're below all of them. I mean, you think probably 250 if you're talking about horizontal line support resistance. I hope it just randomly pivots and runs. It's just yikes. This reality. Like H bar, gosh dang, man, lowest daily candle close since early December. Look at that. That's so nasty. Like, what are you kidding me? A key inflection point from history was formally back tested as resistance, and now you're catching some follow through. Multi-month lows. 6 cents seems like a very reasonable area that H bar might find itself. Like the sellers might push it to the next key inflection point. I'm not going to be surprised. It's correcting, man. 3-month, multi-month run correcting. Hot? I haven't even looked at hot. Yeah, it's just like, it might be a dragon, but a dragon that no one's buying. No one's buying right now. Not the altcoins. And you know, like retrace wise, it's pretty moderate. INJ, forget about it, man. This does look like possibly, I mean, yeah, it's, who knows, it's gonna rally, it's gonna moon, but it does now. Like, well, they could come in and try to confirm a bottom here, but it also could be one high, the second high, now the third high, and you got some classic distribution on any, like this would be the asset if any of them were gonna correct unbelievably. It kind of reminds me of TRB a little bit, less dramatic TRB. That run was crazy. Mark Cuban offloading, because didn't he post about INJ or something today? So it's like, okay, that composite operator stuff, yeah, he's posting good stuff about something after it's already run up stupid amounts. Yeah, he's probably offloading. Can we look at XRP real quick? Sorry, yeah, I don't even know. We went to Bitcoin. Let's go to Ethereum. Still actually fine. No big deal on Ethereum. Just had a red day. I mean, a little bearish engulfing candle, but in the grand scheme of things, performing far superior to the few ones we have looked at already. Like the ones that are like lowest lows since November and December. This is fine. Like no big deal. Just pull back. All right, no big deal. We can go to XRP if you want. So I'm talking about like this. No one wants it. There's no bids. Lowest daily candle close confirmed on XRP since October 18th. I mean, owning XRP, dude. You got to be a masochist. You got to be like some sort of personality trait, you know? Oh yeah, XRP. No, see, that's the thing. They're already spinning it. It wasn't a hack. Someone just gained unauthorized entry to a developer's wallet. Come on, bro. It's not a hack. That's the PR propaganda department for XRP saying that pretty much. So whatever you want to say, man. No one wants this crap. Now, best harmonic in the world can be developed, and maybe it goes to the 886. Maybe we get, you've seen it, you get 886 harmonics, but gosh dang, man, by the rule book, it's losing pretty bad, you know, and it's breaking key levels from history. You go much further, you're starting to getting close to doing something you haven't seen XRP do in a really long time, which is put in its first formal lower low. I mean, there hadn't been a lower low put in, not for real, since like June of 2022 on XRP, which is insane. But you did put in a lower high after the fake news, and you're working on your first lower low in 18 months. There's still some leeway. You got a little wiggle room, but below 46 cents, GG no re, as the kids would say. I don't even know. Millennials would say that too. Kids might not even say GG no re anymore. Alex Cobb 24/7 streams killing XRP. Yeah, I'd agree. It's probably Alex Cobb's fault. So yeah, it's Alex Cobb's fault for sure. Capo, just kidding. All right, so we got Sol. I mean, it was holding up, and then just yeah, you gotta wonder. I mean, that is, without a shadow of a doubt, a reversal type candle that caught follow through. It just is. So that's normally like, okay, not really. That's not good. That's not good. That means maybe more downside. You never got a confirmation low at 89.50 or $80. But it's not dead yet. Just all right. Better. I mean, again, there are ones that are, oh my god, it's so bad. XRP, and then HOT and HBAR and SNX and Avalanche. Yeah, it's really bad. And then Sol's like, okay, lowest levels not seen in 2 days. What are we gonna do? They're different. You know, they're different. So, oh, look at BNB that did not have a good day. I mean, continuing to draw down after that lower high. But still, again, like lowest daily candle close since January 25th, not November 7th or October. So, you know, it's like downsloping consolidation after the huge markup, but still kind of subtle distribution, maybe ongoing. Let me decibel check. Audio, okay. We okay, man? Look at this. Look at that. Okay, audio. One person said the audio. Wow, good to see that no one's watching or listening or typing. Thank you, Wayne Batson. It's just you and me in here. I got it. Yeah, Link. If the music can be a little louder, then it's perfect. Where is Link? A Link hanging in there, but still can't break. Cannot break. I mean, yeah, it did not have a bad day, and it's doing better than, I would say, 98% of cryptos. So elevated. A higher low got put in. Up against the key level that it's been up against that level. Good God, since November, early November. Old high from 2020. Like, they just can't break it yet. But maybe they will. Again, Chainlink, if you made me own a crypto, I'd probably own it over like HOT or whatever the other craps we looked at, crappy coins. Okay, good stuff on Cardano, or on that, and then we'll look at Cardano. They're just more distribution. You think maybe Dragon, but lowest high so far. Not the worst day, not the worst, you know, not like some, but still just hard to claim opportunity right here. Adam, just look, I mean, just cascading lower highs. Coming back down to 859 soon, and you're going to test it. I don't know if it'll hold. I don't know if it'll make it. It doesn't really look great here, but look, I mean, historically, it's happened where they have defended it, and that thing has run to almost like $15. It's Lino again. What's up, dude? Thank you. You know, it's like engine, like a dragon, like win bids. I mean, like I get it. Like this is typically how it'll go. It's not like gonna be, oh, just moon immediately. But dang, you got the structural development. You're just hoping for whatever pullback you get. It just ends up either rivaling the first low, that second low, or just kind of holds. And that's you don't want to go any lower than 26 cents.
Brother, this is a fire song. I think LCX is about to break out again.
We will look at LCX. Lino, thank you for the 20. Much love, man. Last day of the month. So I do want to say in advance, if you are a patron and you are renewing tomorrow, thank you so much. It is the first of the month tomorrow, so it will be the best day to join the Patreon. Though you can join the premium Discord any day of the week, any day of the month, and you get the exact same thing. So just another way to support the channel. So you got a little leeway until you have a failed dragon here, but you can't say it's not there. I'm not going to apologize for identifying a structural development that we've seen a billion times, that sometimes they fail and then a lot of times they play out. Dragons. ETC, a little disappointed in the bearish engulfing candle. I did plot a channel here. I had 3 anchor points on the top and just 1 on the bottom. If you anchor it that way, you got the touch here. That was a reversal. But what I don't like is how you broke through it and then you fell back into the channel, and the buyers defended the heart line, and they've run it up to test that supply line again, and it has now been confirmed as resistance. I mean, God, just... Okay, I mean, there was an inverse head and shoulders there on the 4-hour, 12-hour maybe. But clearly no follow through, and not, I mean, you know, I figure the bids come in up here. They're just not coming in. I don't know how they can with this. Then Bitcoin doesn't, I mean, the bearish divergence on the 4-hour is still very real. You just put in this local lower high. It doesn't really look good. There's certainly like no opportunity for a swing trade long on Bitcoin at all. None. I don't care what happens when you flip a coin next, but this just isn't like something you look at and you say, okay, I'm going to go long now. You just don't. Right? You're staring into bearish divergence. You're staring into a rally that rallied off of there's no confirmation. It just went up. It just, okay, failed breakdown of this little wedge and just broke out and ran up and rivaled the high from January 16th. And look how many failures. You can just see the utter price action where they failed. And now you're below the 200 moving average. And, you know, with Asia awake, you know, Asia loves selling. They don't buy. Asia never buys crypto anymore. I think they're just economically screwed. Like people in like the Asian economy, South Korea and China, Singapore, all over, they're just in trouble. So if they have any, they just sell. So you're just staring at a failed break of a local level. Wasn't even a big deal. And it's kind of weird. It's just kind of like, I'm not. Give me a confirmation low down here at 39.1, like double bottom or back test the key level here as support. Hasn't done anything. Nothing to do. Sucks. Yeah, Asia booming, by the way. You check their real estate market or their equities market in China anyway. They're playing the long game though, right? They don't really. I mean, you know, communist Chinese don't really care about their people. The people are pawns to be utilized. They're chess pieces. So not really great, man. I don't like bearish engulfing candles. I know it's above 2258, 2405, but I'm just kind of like, again, what happens, you know, it's always best, even on something like this where it broke back out. It is always best, man, to get confirmation. Like if you got that, it'd be the most actionable, low risk, crazy A long opportunity. Getting double bottoms at key inflection points and then probably divergence if that all developed. I mean, that'd be crazy. But for now, okay. So, you know, just looking through some cryptos here, and we'll switch it to some stonks. Doge, look, flip your coin, get your coin out, flip it. If it lands on heads, it goes up. If it lands on tails, it goes down. That's where you are. You are in casino roulette levels like most right now. Because remember, in order for there not to be just a coin flips chance, you need structural developments to occur over the course of 100 days to 500 days. And they did that months ago. They were identified, and then they played out, and then they went up 50 to 100% in value, including Doge, and now they're correcting. Yeah, so it's opportunity is going to be lacking at this current time, but give it another month or two, and then all of a sudden these things will start developing that look really good again, and it'll be the highest low since the bottom, and it'll be all the divergence and harmonics completing, all kinds of stuff. But right now, sucks, man. You should have been here in October, and most of y'all were. Y'all were here. That's why you're still here, because you're like, well, we're just waiting now for the new opportunity to present itself on this market. But it's such a homogenous market, it's, you know, it's kind of beholden to Bitcoin. All right, now whatever. Crypto was S&P 500. It had closed at its lows today. It was nasty. But it is up. It is up marginally after hours, 0.24%. But yeah, I mean, that's a gap down, ugly red candle. There's still a gap from January 19th. That's an open gap. There's another one. I mean, from 17th, 18th of January. But still above the old all-time high from January of 2022. So you're not still fine, but this looks like a lot of stagnation on momentum, right? Where I've seen this before. That doesn't really, I mean, that's not normally bullish, right? Yeah, the bearish divergence played out, and then bullish, like, you know, then good stuff happened, then rally, all-time highs, and then it's just like, well, you know, you're making all-time highs, and now you've got the same level of positive momentum as you did on the previous high before it. It's Class C bearish divergence, not really great. But certainly, let's be so real here. Class A bearish divergence now, like, confirmed on the spider. Class A, which is impending price action reversal to the downside. But again, we've seen divergence where, look at it. Look how it just was so unreliable because the trend was just so good. It played out just for a few days and then mooned again. But there it is. I mean, the RSI did not have bearish divergence at that moment. Now there really, really is. And you see, like, the last time you had such discernible bearish divergence on the RSI were both peaks in price, right, on the histogram, or sorry, not the histogram, but the RSI itself, the oscillator, overbought not once, but then twice, and that's where the bearish divergence developed. And you're doing it again now. And last time it did conclude with a pretty significant correction that lasted a quarter, 90 plus days. So there you go. It could just be it's the Jerome Powell jitters, right? That very well could have been it today. Here you go. Dow Jones Industrial Average pullback down 0.82%, really not that big a deal, but you got to understand, like, at some point there will be a nice wave down. It always happens. It's inevitable. You just don't know exactly when it will begin. It could be beginning today, and just as easily tomorrow there's this huge green candle and we're back at all-time highs. Just a little gully chat. Just nerves. My nerves. NASDAQ composite. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, for a harmonic connoisseur or a harmonic consumer, I don't know. Like, I just love harmonics, right? For one who just loves them generally. I hope this is it. Wow, look at the weekly. We have this is great. This is a new development. This is a painting being painted today. We have ourselves a potential tweezer top reversal. A tweezer top reversal at the pattern completion zone of a bearish shark. with a bearish engulfing candle bonus. With, if you can even believe it. I mean, it could fail. It could be bullcrap. But here's a high on price. Here's a higher high on price that happens to be at the 886. And it is real. You do, in fact, have like lower levels on the oscillators. This one didn't quite get to overbought again, but it's there. You know, the weekly, it's all there. So are you going to ignore it? Anyone else that likes harmonics? Looking at the weekly on the NASDAQ being like, dang, man, that's like pretty interesting. That's pretty neat. Tweezer top. New development, like fresh, hot, baked, crispy, salty, tasty tweezer top on the weekly.
I'm done. Do what you want. Pull the plug.
That's right. If I was a NASDAQ composite participant owner, I'd be like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I might be done. I might like literally take heed of the tweezer top, bearish engulfing at the PCC, PRZ, and the utter rejection of the 2021 high. Just all depends on the next 2 days, probably. Like it could just reverse because the candle's not closed. But once that candle closes in 48 hours, I would say it is confirmed most disgusting stuff at the most disgusting level. If you were wanting this to continue short term, dang man. Okay, so that's your NASDAQ. Let's go to the IWM. Remember, tweezer top. Pattern completion zone of bearish sharp. Bearish and golden candle. These are all terminologies I did not make up. I just studied them and love them. And I'm just trying to... I'm just a mere conduit to you. Here's that nasty, nasty bearish divergence on the daily too. So, oh no, you got weekly and you got daily bearish divergence, and we're talking whichever way you want to say. It's just like the S&P, where it is stagnation in the momentum, where it's just class C bearish divergence, and then the RSI really is the telling one. So you got bearish divergence the daily on both oscillators, at least C and A, and then you got weekly bearish divergence on the RSI. I mean, and it's all happening at the PCZ after a stupid run like this. I mean, if this isn't it, then I can't even believe. I'm almost like dumbfounded. Like, wow, this is exactly where reversals happen, and it's got all the makings, all the variables are there for reversal to downside. Okay, so now IWM, sorry.
I heard that. I wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard.
Very apropos. Yeah, me too. I wish I didn't hear that. So you got like MySpace? Yeah, not good, man. I guess you got a... Was it a partial decline, or is it now, oh, they up thrusted through the key resistance and now they have formally regarded the key resistance as resistance again? Gosh dang, up thrust, back test, up thrust. Gap filled. They filled the gap from the 22nd. Oh gosh, I want to vomit looking at these index funds.
That's what she said.
She did, wow. Crazy. Gold though, man, I can't even believe it. Trend reversing bearish divergence catching no asks. Gold looks better than Bitcoin right now. Gold looks better than all the things, man. What? No reliability or performance. After failing to break resistance and slightly higher highs, it's crazy, man. Like for now, and like so much demand. When Bitcoin make higher lows on daily, it might be a while. Like when Bitcoin do thing that gold does, because clearly lower highs. Below 200 moving average on 4 hour. Negative momentum building on the 4 hour. Looks like that bearish divergence is really going to start playing out soon. Gold looks good. Very surprising. All right. Now, if you look at... you want to see some real damage, look at Extreme Networks. They were down 19% today on earnings. Of course, earnings nukes everything. Almost looked like they were trying to do it, man. They were gonna, and yeah, that's why you don't own things leading into earnings. You just don't. Thing like collapse below inflection points, lowest close since October 17th, 2022. Hey, birthday. Then ROK. Earnings, of course. My God, look at the volume. Highest level of volume seen on ROK since October 2016. ROCK. So how about a bat pattern being the end?
Good one.
Thank you. Very bad boys. So, yep. Flip the chart over though. Dang, man. Nice bullish bat pattern. Whoa. Never got a type 2 return though, which is crazy. Doesn't always be like that. YRD down 11+%, but that one just been running. Wasn't earnings, it was just whatever. Google though, yeah. Yikes. Big yikes. Back below the old all-time high from 2021. Below all those resistances up there, right? But still in the channel, confined to the channel, and talking about this yesterday.
This is the worst.
Yeah, on crypto, sure. Crypto, there's nothing implying that Bitcoin's going to continue higher right now. Nothing. So if it does happen, great. Congrats on your coin flip. There was no framework that would define Bitcoin going higher. You want to double bottom? Fine. You want to retest? You got lower to go. You have to. The price has to go lower if you want any sort of edge for higher prices on Bitcoin. Workhorse, my God. Sounds like drilling. Why? So Workhorse, lowest price since ever. All-time lows. Workhorse. How about like unemployed horse? That should literally be the name. Why does this exist now? They don't make money ever. It's just, at least that's going on. A lot of like there are a ton of stocks that are just, they're not doing well. Like Weight Watchers, you want to see what? Yeah, we'll keep it coming. Keep the failures coming, because look at Weight Watchers back to the level from 2022. Remember, we were looking at this spring back test composite operator, and look where it went from there. It was an incredible run, but now we're back. That's right. Look at this. Look where the price is, back to the 2015 swing low. I don't know if you're going to be as fortunate of a son this time as you were in 2022 to 2023. Square got, just not look, dude. What happened? Well, your formal lowest low. Again, just another lower high. Really? Don't really feel great about. Like, look at this. ALB. Albemarle, or I call it Able Mabel. Like, it's about to get nuked. Probably going to $91.73. Look, this is the reason why. Like, support down here. Goes way back? Or was that it? I guess that was it. Yeah, disgusting. No demand. No demand for some of these stocks that can you believe it? Look, we're looking at a stock where just yesterday, 2 days ago, all-time highs on index funds and a bunch of freaking stocks. And look, what's going to happen when they correct? What's going to happen to this in this well-established, ungodly downtrend? We're going way lower on some of these. That's okay, though. I mean, like, probably no one in here, no one in this community owns ALB. Fine. None probably own Stitch Fix, which is good. Now, it does look like, hey, man, are they trying to bottom this thing out as composite? It's tough to say. Like, there's just such a lack of demand. The most recent event from December 18th is the lowest high we've seen, like, ever on this chart. Lowest high ever. Below the 200-day moving average. 200 moving average down sloping. Probably going to get going back to 276. You're going to test it again. It's just garbage. Like, when bids? Why bids? Why would anyone bid on Stitch Fix? And then the banks, of course, right? Like, they've been rallying. I guess this one reported earnings and it wasn't that bad, but remember, the downtrend is real. You can keep going. I mean, there's a lot of big red. Look at this red candle on Cisco today. Wasn't earnings. It was just market-wide sell-off. SolarEdge, how they were defending this level from history, 69. Oh, it feels so good. Yeah, it feels so bad. The lowest daily candle close on SolarEdge.
Yeah, I agree. This is nasty.
Lowest daily candle close on SolarEdge since August 6, 2019. I mean, it's closing lower than all the other times. Yikes. PayPal? I mean, you figure it looks like they're trying to do it and just back below the 200-day moving average today. Under Armour. You think like, hey, they're recapturing, everything's good, but okay, just floating along. I mean, this level's so real. You figure we get a more pronounced run off of a spring back test so real, but not yet. Not enough demand. Getting worried about Hasbro a little bit now. Like, man, like really? One and then two, and you're just rolling over. They better keep, the bids better be coming in soon. I mean, you're back below that high from 2010. That's kind of not good. Like, the whole argument was for it was back above that level. Now it's not. It's like, yeah, should have known what the index funds doing what they were doing. And then the NASDAQ itself at the 886. Now we're tweezer topping. Astro Finance, I agree. A lot of my humor developed from The Office. So it's dry. I'm just looking at Shopify today. It looks, this is what stagnation and exhaustion looks like. You know, one high, second high, third high. Then locally there's two highs on the third high. I mean, and then you just look at the oscillators, just it is diverging to the fourth degree. I mean, pretty much. I mean, that is, if you hit a 382 as well, like a major one from the all-time high to the correction low, you finally hit the golden zone and you're so exhausted after such an unstoppable run. I mean, if it like pivots and keeps running like immediately soon, short term, I'd actually be surprised. Because it just looks like that's exhaustion. This is what it looks like on the chart. extreme exhaustion. It's almost like right-angled ascending broadening formation, right? Where you got that. Okay, yeah. And so there's a lot of downside with limited to no upside, in the structure, right? I mean, you got on Shopify, just to see the bottom there, you got like 11% downside. And the upside, again, limited because this is why I don't like it. Because if you have this like supply line, look, what's the most recent thing that's happened? Correlating the utter failure from buyers to retest it. So that's normally like partial decline behavior, or partial rise behavior, which is normally not good. But we'll see. They'll pump this thing tomorrow. But yeah, eventually I think the money printer will have to turn back on. Whether it's, the Fed adding money to the balance sheet or, decrepit old Yellen taking on more debt. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. But that's kind of like what's happened today. AMD down 2.54%. They tested the old all-time high. And today they defended the old all-time high. And it rallied, but still down 2.54%. Meta down 2.5%. Still above the old levels, right? Old all-time high. These are just extended, man. Very extended assets with literally no opportunity for a swing trader for maximum upside with the ability to limit risk by strategizing an entry and a stop loss below an inflection point. Not really. These things have already run, right? Sadly, oil also didn't do well today. Occidental, that's so gross, man. You confirm a bottom, just nasty red candle like that. It's not over. Every day, up and down, whatever. Tesla, another day of down, but still above 180, 182. The top gainer was today? It was the volatility index, man, up almost 8%. It's been dead for wow, look at that VIX, man. Talk about this little base right there. They did it. Highest daily candle close on the VIX since January 17th. Whatever. This thing almost I don't even know. They figured out a way to sedate this with I know why, the 0 date expiration options. That's how they did it, but whatever. Paramount was up 6.69% today, but looked like the intraday price action. It just opened at the inflection point and they just sold off all day, like almost a bearish Marabout candle. Open gap, that gap will fill, right? 1367 eventually. Qualcomm was up today on earnings, of course, but this is just something that's extended out, and there's bearish divergence, and if it keeps going up, congrats on pushing your luck. Your luck when you pushed it continued, but this is normally short-term reversals occur when there's bearish divergence on, the second high or whatever. But hey, they're holding on. Okay. Man, not many assets were up today. Broad sell-off. Oh, was there a request? Yeah, LCX for Lino. Thanks for the one request. I know my days are probably limited, man. Or they're probably they're numbered. Doing this, I think, right? It's I just don't tell you. LCX token. What do you see? This is one where it's what is there to do? There's nothing. There's no opportunity for a market participant who's not involved with this asset. So what was the question? Is it about to break out again? It doesn't, I don't know, or nor do I care. If you owned this from the bottom,
Not today, Satan.
Who would care? No, it doesn't look like it's about to break out again. This is profit-taking levels. I just don't know. If this happens and you own it and you don't sell at these levels, you're not a trader. You're not. You are a speculator of an S coin, and that's fine. You can do that. But this is the end. This is if I was in someone's situation and I'd gained all this, I would be exiting. I'd be done. I don't really care if it keeps going. I truly don't care. Bitcoin techie, rewind to the beginning of the stream. Look at the first asset I looked at. Well, I just think I might started cutting back on like how many days I do this. It's just getting redundant, and like the interest isn't really there. I'm just, you know, like there's not much more I can do, you know. Like I'm giving it like the 6 years now, and like a week it'll be the 6-year anniversary, and it's just the interest in this is not really where it's been, and so lack of demand, then why supply? Like lack of supply needs to be in line with demand for this stuff. So I don't know, just kind of it's good, man. Y'all are good. Y'all don't, I mean, at least, you know, there's years of educational stuff I've posted on, you know, on my streams. Gee, no one wants that. Like, that's not even, clearly, it's not really that. Sometimes I just feel like I'm doing static videos now. Like, I can't. Yeah, we haven't even made it to the hour mark. It's just kind of like, okay. Well, I'll just get out of here early and got you the updates.
Mitch, your days are not numbered.
You got it, man.
Long
There's
live
no
MRTA.
edge on Bitcoin. To take action right now is flipping a coin, hitting a roulette table, pulling the wheel, pulling the lever of the slot machine. If it pumps, congrats on your jackpot. I can't make an edge exist. I can't create hype.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking?
Thank you. All right. Y'all have a good evening.